Hip-hop is one of the most influential cultural movements of the modern era, encompassing music, dance, visual art, and lifestyle. Its origins trace back to the 1970s in the Bronx, New York City, and it emerged as a creative outlet for marginalized communities. In a time marked by economic hardship, racial tension, and urban decay, hip-hop became a way for young people to express their struggles, aspirations, and identity. The story of hip-hop's birth is a tapestry of innovation, resilience, and cultural fusion. The socio-political context. The Bronx in the 1970s was a place of struggle and transformation. Economic decline had left the area impoverished, with high unemployment rates, crumbling infrastructure, and an increase in crime. The construction of the Cross Bronx Expressway in the 1950s and 60s had displaced thousands of families, leaving behind a fractured community. Many middle-class families moved to the suburbs, and those who remained were predominantly African American, Caribbean, and Latino residents grappling with systemic neglect. Amidst these challenges, young people sought ways to cope with their environment. Traditional forms of recreation and community engagement were scarce, and gangs became a dominant force in many neighborhoods. However, out of this chaos, a new cultural movement began to take shape, a movement that would change the world. The four pillars of hip-hop. Hip-hop is built on four foundational elements: DJing, emceeing, breakdancing, and graffiti art. Each of these pillars contributed to the movement's growth and provided a unique medium for expression. 1. DJing and turntablism. The story of hip-hop's inception often begins with DJ Kool Herc, Clive Campbell, a Jamaican immigrant who brought his heritage and innovative ideas to the Bronx. In August 1973, Kool Herc hosted a back-to-school party at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, which is widely regarded as the birthplace of hip-hop. At this event, Herc introduced his groundbreaking technique of isolating the instrumental breaks in funk and soul records. Using two turntables, he extended these breakbeats, creating a continuous rhythm that energized the crowd. This technique, known as the merry-go-round, became the foundation of hip-hop music. It allowed dancers, later known as b-boys and b-girls, to showcase their skills during the breaks. Kool Herc's innovation inspired other DJs like Grandmaster, Flash, and Africa Bambaataa, who refined and expanded upon these techniques. Grandmaster Flash, for example, developed precise scratching and mixing methods, while Africa Bambaataa used his DJ sets to unite communities and spread the philosophy of hip-hop culture. 2. MCing, rapping. Initially, the role of the MC, master of ceremonies, was to hype the crowd and keep the energy alive during parties. Over time, MCing evolved into rhythmic spoken word performances, combining storytelling, wordplay, and poetry. The early MCs would rhyme over the DJ's beats, adding a new dimension to the music. Pioneering MCs like Coke La Rock, who partnered with Kool Herc, laid the groundwork for what would become rap music. By the late 1970s, groups like the Furious Five and the Sugar Hill Gang began recording and popularizing rap tracks. The release of Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang in 1979 marked a pivotal moment, bringing hip-hop from the streets to the mainstream. The song's success demonstrated the commercial potential of hip-hop and paved the way for future artists. 3. Breakdancing, b-boying. Breakdancing, or b-boying, emerged as the dance expression of hip-hop. It originated during the breaks of songs, where dancers would showcase their most dynamic and acrobatic moves. The style combined elements of martial arts, gymnastics, and street dance, reflecting the creativity and physicality of its practitioners. Crews like the Rocksteady crew became famous for their intricate routines and competitive battles. These battles fostered a sense of camaraderie and rivalry, pushing dancers to innovate and perfect their craft. Breakdancing also provided a positive outlet for young people, offering an alternative to gang violence and a way to gain respect in their communities. 4. Graffiti art. Graffiti was another essential element of hip-hop culture, transforming the urban landscape into a canvas for self-expression. Young artists use spray paint to create colorful murals, tags, and elaborate designs on walls, trains, and other public spaces. Graffiti became a way to reclaim neglected environments and assert individual and collective identities. Artists like Taki 183 and Dondi were among the early pioneers of graffiti art, leaving their marks across New York City. Although often controversial and labeled as vandalism, graffiti played a crucial role in the visual identity of hip-hop and later gained recognition as a legitimate art form. Cultural and musical influences. Hip-hop was not created in isolation. It was influenced by a variety of cultural and musical traditions. Kool Herc's Jamaican heritage brought elements of sound system culture to the Bronx, including the practice of toasting, speaking rhythmically over music. Funk, soul, and disco provided the musical foundation, with artists like James Brown and George Clinton inspiring hip-hop's rhythms and grooves. The civil rights movement and Black Power movement also shaped hip-hop's ethos. The music and culture became a platform for addressing social issues, celebrating Black pride, and challenging systemic oppression. Africa Bambaataa, in particular, emphasized the transformative power of hip-hop, founding the Universal Zulu Nation to promote peace, unity, and positivity through the culture. The first hip-hop records. In the late 1970s, hip-hop began to transition from live performances to recorded music. In addition to Rapper's Delight, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five released groundbreaking tracks like The Message in 1982. This song highlighted the harsh realities of inner-city life, showcasing hip-hop's potential as a vehicle for social commentary. The rise of record labels like Sugar Hill Records and Def Jam Recordings helped propel hip-hop into the mainstream. Early artists such as Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Public Enemy expanded the genre's reach and influence, laying the groundwork for its global dominance. Hip-hop's evolution and legacy. What started as a local movement in the Bronx quickly grew into a global phenomenon. By the 1980s and 90s, hip-hop had spread across the United States and beyond, influencing fashion, language, and popular culture. Subgenres like gangsta rap, conscious rap, and trap emerged, reflecting the diversity and complexity of the culture. Today, hip-hop continues to evolve, shaping and being shaped by new generations of artists and fans. It remains a powerful force for storytelling, activism, and creative expression, with its roots firmly planted in the spirit of resilience and innovation. The birth of hip-hop was not just the creation of a musical genre. It was the emergence of a cultural revolution. In the face of adversity, young people in the Bronx turned their struggles into art, creating a movement that resonated with communities around the world. Hip-hop's story is one of empowerment, ingenuity, and cultural pride, reminding us of the power of creativity to transform lives and inspire change.